The NBA season is heating up. And if you've been hypnotized by the NFL playoffs, then you might have missed that Nikola Jokic is the favorite for yet another MVP. The two-time reigning MVP is still here, clowning fools in slow motion with no-look passes, impossibly soft-running floaters, and all the other random cool stuff that he does that seems impossible for a huge ground-bound guy until he does it. This year, the Serbian looks even better, with a full cast of characters in Denver. Jokic was winning this award when the Denver Nuggets were barely scraping the playoffs. So being a favorite shouldn't come as a surprise with the way that he and his team are playing. Today's video will be about NBA players and analysts who think Nikola Jokic will win his third MVP this year. Nikola continues to make history with his performances this season. Winning the MVP award for the third straight season could be a possibility. And Kendrick Perkins is batting for the Serbian star. Perkins has been a fan of Jokic for quite some time now, and he recently coined a new term to describe the four-time All-Star and his outstanding playing style.
And I thought about using whack body because Jokic's been representing for all the whack bodies around the world, including myself. But I thought about his greatness and I thought about the word GOAT. So I came up with my own word, and I'm going with joke. And you know what joke means?
What?
Jack of all trades.
Okay.
Jack of all trades. A versatile person. That's exactly who Jokic is. A versatile basketball player. One of the most skilled basketball players to ever play the game. You want buckets, he's going to give you that. You want rebounds, he's going to give you that. You want him making guys around him better, he's going to give you that. Most importantly, he's going to win you ball games at an extremely high level. And forget being able to jump on the curve. We're talking about a guy who could barely do a damn calf raise, who relies solely on skills and is getting it done in great fashion.
Now, I know everyone talks about Jokic being unathletic and slow, but if you ask me, how are you on pace for a third MVP if you have neither of these? I mean, this could be their best shot at winning the title, as all their stars are in good shape and have been effective contributors. Jokic's leadership will be a huge factor in their quest to win the Larry O'Brien Trophy. And yes, Jokic is athletic. From someone who has won the elusive title himself, former NBA player Richard Jefferson believes Jokic is still the clear winner of the award, and no one has shown significant promise to take the MVP from him. The 2016 champ and the rest of the cast on NBA Today discussed different parts of Jokic's game, from his scoring to his passing. The four-time All-Star is Jefferson's choice as MVP until someone outperforms him.
He is the defending MVP, and in my book, he is the MVP until someone shows me that they're having a better season. There's not a person having currently a better season than Nikola Jokic. There's people in the conversation, but to me, you got to knock out the champ. If you want to be an MVP, if you're Ja Morant, if you're Jason Tatum, go take the MVP. Don't give an argument. Don't have us up here making arguments, but right now, there is not an individual player.
This season's MVP race is incredibly close. In the most recent update of the NBA's Kia MVP ladder, Jokic is in first place. He continues to surprise fans and the media for his stellar outing. This NBA season has been absolutely unprecedented, with teams constantly shooting up and down the standings, heightened league-wide parity, and individual scoring explosions we haven't seen since the days of Wilt Chamberlain. The NBA is in a state of chaos as the NBA All-Star break approaches. Yet, somehow, through it all, the Denver Nuggets have come out of it looking like the best team in the West. Denver is poised to finish with one of the top records in basketball, and Jokic is on track to win his third straight MVP. According to Michael Porter Jr., the Joker is so good, he could see him taking home the next 5 MVPs.
I think he can win probably MVP for the next 5 years. The voters don't get tired of just giving it to who I think is the best player in the world.
Regardless of your feeling toward the Nuggets, you have to recognize what Jokic is doing right now. Jokic may be the MVP favorite so far, but the only thing on his mind is winning games. Fortunately for him, the Nuggets are doing well this season, but it remains to be seen how far they can go in the playoffs. The Western Conference leading Nuggets went 12-4 in January, the best record in the NBA, and earned Michael Malone the Conference Coach of the Month honor for the second time in his career. Denver had a 9-game winning streak in January, but has come down to earth recently. The Nuggets are led by Nikola Jokic, who produced his NBA-leading 17th triple-double of the season against Golden State. Jokic had his second career game with at least 22 points, 14 rebounds, and 16 assists. He has shot 50% or better from the field in 39 straight games, the longest active streak in the NBA this season, and the longest of his career. The 27-year-old center is averaging 25 points, 11.1 rebounds, and 10.1 assists. He fell 2 assists shy of a triple-double in the first meeting with Atlanta this season. Here's what Steve Kerr had to say about the superstar.
Well, I mean, he's good at everything. Literally, every time he has the ball, everybody's a threat. Your entire defense has to be engaged. There's a reason he's a two-time MVP and, obviously a front runner for a third.
Jokic was just named the Western Conference Player of the Month. He picked up where he left off after averaging 24 points, 11.6 rebounds, and 11.3 assists in January. It is important to note that every single player who has won the NBA's MVP award since the start of the 2015-16 season has led the league in player efficiency rating. Should Nikola Jokic win his third straight MVP award, he will join the likes of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 8, Bill Russell, 5, Michael Jordan, 5, Wilt Chamberlain, 4, LeBron James, 4, Moses Malone, 3, Larry Bird, 3, and Magic Johnson, 3, as the only players in league history to win the award 3 times. In addition, he would join Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, and Larry Bird as the only players in league history to win the award in 3 consecutive seasons. And speaking of true legends of the game, Hakeem Olajuwon can't help but watch the modern game and be envious of the freedom allowed to players like Giannis. Which brings Olajuwon to another modern big, the one who he thinks shows the way forward, who provides a glimmer of hope for the survival of the post-up game. Perhaps not as the only thing, but as a thing, not just an afterthought. In Jokic, you can see the game's history come to life. A lumbering big man who overpowers smaller defenders with an array of post moves. But you also see the future. He shoots threes not to settle, but to complement his other moves. He plays point center, a Don Nelson fever dream in the flesh. He is not only the best passing big man ever, sorry Arvydas Sabonis, but also arguably the best passer alive. The biggest reason someone like Olajuwon loves Jokic is that Jokic does it all. Not with overwhelming athleticism and strength like Giannis, but with craft and timing, with counters for his counters.
He doesn't look strong, but I see he gets such deep post position. I think maybe it's the mismatch, but then he does the same thing against bigger guys. His shot, his fakes, they are very difficult to time. You don't know when he's faking and when it's real. He has tricks. He's the one.
Indeed. Despite all this talk about the death of the post-up, you could argue that we're currently watching something of a renaissance for NBA bigs. In the past 4 years, Giannis and Jokic have both won 2 MVP awards, with last year's race coming down to one giant center, Embiid versus another, Jokic. Even after several years of this, Jokic continues to break the game of basketball as he finds new ways to dominate his opponents and make his teammates better. The Nuggets continue to thrive off the opportunities he creates for them. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe to our channel if you want to see the best NBA videos on YouTube. Thanks for watching.